Okay, I've set Minos up now with a little bit more control. So for me, I use PST rotator to control my rotator, and Minos has to have that open first for it to be able to use it. Before I was opening Minos in logger only, but if I now open it with OK, it will also open the servers to control the rotator, control the radio, and to pull information from qrz.com. As you can see, it's just started to load up some previous contests because I hadn't shut them down. And we are in today's contest, although we're out of the time, just so I can explain a few of the windows that I've got now. So we've got rig control. I can control the rig from here, or when I turn the VFO, the information changes there. I could put a couple of presets in. I could put the rotator control is going through PST. I can put a target bearing in there and it will turn to it, and this is QRZ. So if I was to search a call sign, which is me, press enter, and it will pull my information through from QRZ. Um, and pulling information through from QRZ is useful because then it auto fills things. So I like to click. So by double clicking, it puts me in there, puts my locator in, and it would put my beam heading in, and I could just click turn, and it would turn to that beam heading. The log information will be entered in here. I find it useful to have this. If I go through to a previous log, you get 500 bonus points in the competition for each square that you activate. So it's useful having that information there. As I said, the radio is now controlled from here. The rotator is controlled from here. QRZ information is pulled through from this window, and I like the pin map because it shows me where I've actually contacted. If I wanted to aim at a particular area, I can just double click it and it will then put that into the rotator, and I can just click turn and it will go round to that location location or beam heading that I've put it at. So it's a little bit more information now and a little bit more control, so there's less for me to do. And as you can see, because it's got control of the radio, the rotator, and QRZ, it pulls the exact frequency through for the people I spoke to, their names it pulls through from QRZ, and the beam heading from me. So if we look at a different window before I had that, so this is a competition I did before I had it set up this way. So, it's not putting their names on, it's not putting the exact frequency in, and it's not putting the beam heading in. So I just find it more useful. If I was to locate a different person, let's put G4CZB. So if we put G4CZ, was it P or B? B. And enter. It puts the information through. If we double click on there, it puts his information there. However, it's telling us that we've contacted him in this contest and previous contests as well. So if it was there and not there, you could just double click there and it would pull his information through. Or if it's got the information in from a previous contest, you can just click there and it will pull his information through. So there's a number of ways you can do this and activate different people, just fill in different squares and double click. Personally, I prefer to double click than to type. Um, so if we're putting him in this contest, you can see now that we've got his call sign in there, his locators in there. We can double click on him, pulls his beam heading through. It's telling us that we've contacted him in a previous contest, but not this one. And if we was to press that button, then it would pull his information through from the previous contest rather than QRZ. So there's multiple ways that you can get the information through, and it just looks nicer. And for me, it makes it easier because it's clicks rather than typing, which makes things much easier for me. So I hope you find this a little bit more useful, and you perhaps want to set your windows up similar for the same sort of reasons. You know, you can see um, squares that you've activated. You can see the pinpoints on the maps. And for the QRZ, though, you do have to have a subscription. So if you haven't got a subscription, it won't pull that information through. But you could still use this button to pull it through from previous contests. So if you don't shut these windows down, you keep, I don't know, 4 or 5 open. If you've entered some information for that call sign before, then you just click that and it will pull it through from the previous contest. So you find this a little bit useful and it helps you during the contest. 73s, take care from Ian G7 EJO.